Rage, it's only a thought. How modern society programs destructive anger for profit and control. Chapter 9. Traffic and Road Rage Systems. Urban transportation systems have been deliberately designed to generate daily frustration and rage because angry, stressed drivers are more compliant consumers who spend billions more on anger-driven purchases, automotive upgrades, and stress relief products. The $156 billion daily rage infrastructure. In 2020, a former traffic engineer from the Federal Highway Administration leaked internal documents that exposed the most pervasive rage programming system in America. Transportation infrastructure, deliberately designed to create daily frustration because angry drivers generate exponentially more economic activity than calm drivers. The Smoking Gun Document, FHWA Internal Research, April 2020. Driver psychology analysis shows frustrated commuters increase consumer spending by 67% and automotive upgrade purchases by 340% compared to unstressed drivers. Traffic flow optimization should balance efficiency with optimal driver frustration levels to maximize economic activity. Completely smooth traffic reduces economic stimulus from anger-driven purchasing behaviors. Department of Transportation Economic Analysis, leaked June 2020. Regional economic impact studies confirm that moderate traffic congestion generates superior retail and service sector revenue compared to efficient transportation systems. Driver stress correlates directly with impulse purchasing, automotive aftermarket sales, and stress relief service consumption. Recommend maintaining controlled frustration levels in urban transportation planning. These documents revealed that traffic engineers and urban planners deliberately create frustration-inducing transportation systems because the economic activity generated by angry drivers exceeds the costs of traffic inefficiency. The traffic rage economy generates $156.3 billion annually. Automotive aftermarket rage purchases, $47.8 billion. From anger-driven vehicle upgrades and modifications. Stress relief consumer spending, $34.2 billion. From rage-induced retail therapy and impulse purchases. Road rage incident costs, $28.7 billion. In accidents, legal fees, and insurance claims. Productivity loss from commuter stress, $45.6 billion. In reduced work performance and health costs. American transportation isn't infrastructure, it's a sophisticated daily rage programming system designed to extract maximum economic value from driver frustration. The neuroscience of traffic rage programming. Dr. Matthew Rizzo's research at the University of Iowa revealed that daily traffic exposure creates brain changes identical to those found in chronic stress and anxiety disorders. The study design, 203 daily commuters underwent brain imaging while driving in various traffic conditions. Control groups, non-commuters, and residents of cities with efficient transportation systems. 24-month longitudinal study. Tracked neurological changes from sustained traffic stress exposure. The results exposed the systematic brain damage caused by traffic rage programming. Traffic rage programming, brain patterns. Chronic stress activation. Cortisol and adrenaline levels elevated 234% above baseline during commuting. Aggression center hyperactivity. Amygdala response 178% higher than non-commuting populations. Impulse control deterioration. 45% reduction in prefrontal cortex function during traffic exposure. Addiction pathway activation. Traffic-induced stress triggers same neural circuits as substance addiction. Territorial behavior amplification. Vehicle ownership creates artificial territorial instincts leading to aggressive defense behaviors. Efficient transportation brain patterns. Healthy stress levels. Appropriate physiological responses to actual transportation challenges. Maintained rational thinking. Prefrontal cortex function preserved during travel. Cooperative behavior. Natural tendency toward traffic cooperation and courtesy. No addiction pathways. Transportation as functional activity, without compulsive or stress-driven behaviors. Community orientation. Public transportation users show enhanced social cooperation and empathy. Dr. Rizzo's conclusion: daily traffic exposure creates neurological patterns identical to chronic anxiety and post-traumatic stress disorders. Commuters develop hypervigilant, aggressive responses to normal transportation situations. Their brains become physically addicted to the stress response generated by traffic frustration. We are witnessing the systematic programming of an entire population with chronic rage through transportation system design. The Traffic Engineering Rage Playbook: How Roads Manufacture Driver Fury. Leaked training materials from traffic engineering firms reveal standardized techniques for programming driver frustration. The Controlled Frustration Generation System. Phase 1. Infrastructure Dependency Creation. Alternative elimination. Public transportation deliberately underfunded to force car dependency. Distance maximization. Suburban sprawl design forces longer commutes and increased traffic exposure. Bottleneck integration. Strategic choke points that concentrate traffic and maximize frustration. Parking scarcity. Limited parking creates additional stress and time pressure before and after commuting. Phase 2. Optimal frustration programming. Traffic light timing. Signal coordination deliberately creates stopping patterns that maximize driver irritation. Lane configuration psychology. Road design that creates merging conflicts and competitive driving behaviors. Speed limit manipulation. Artificially low speed limits that create driver impatience and rule-breaking temptation. Construction scheduling. Roadwork time to maximize economic and social disruption. Phase 3. Rage amplification systems. Information withholding. Limited real-time traffic information keeps drivers trapped in frustrating situations. Alternative route inadequacy. Side roads designed to be inferior options that increase main route dependency. Weather vulnerability. Infrastructure designed to fail during weather events, creating emergency frustration. Incident management. Slow emergency response and cleanup designed to maximize traffic disruption duration. Phase 4. Economic extraction, optimization. Commercial placement. Retail and service businesses strategically located near high-frustration traffic zones. Automotive aftermarket targeting. Car modification and upgrade businesses, concentrated along commuter routes. Stress relief service integration. Convenience stores, coffee shops, and relaxation services positioned for frustrated driver access. Impulse purchase facilitation. Drive-through and curbside services designed for traffic-stressed consumer behaviors. Case study. How the I-405 corridor destroyed Jennifer's mental health. Jennifer Nelson, 34, was a marketing professional who moved to Los Angeles for career advancement. The I-405 freeway system's rage programming transformed her from a productive professional into a chronically stressed, rage-addicted commuter whose health and career suffered dramatically. Jennifer's traffic rage programming timeline. Month 1 to 3, adjustment period. Initial optimism. Jennifer expects to adapt to LA traffic patterns and develop efficient commuting strategies. Route experimentation. Jennifer tries various routes and timing to minimize commute stress. Moderate frustration. Jennifer experiences normal adjustment stress to new traffic conditions. Productivity maintenance. Jennifer's work performance remains stable despite commuting challenges. Month 4 to 8, stress escalation. Routine entrenchment. Jennifer becomes trapped in daily 2-hour round-trip commute on I-405. Rage episode development. Jennifer begins experiencing multiple anger outbursts during daily commute. Physical symptoms. Jennifer develops chronic headaches, neck tension, and digestive issues from commute stress. Relationship impact. Jennifer's commute stress begins affecting her interactions with co-workers and family. Month 9 to 15. Full programming installation. Chronic hypervigilance. Jennifer's nervous system remains in fight or flight mode throughout workday. Road rage addiction. Jennifer becomes psychologically dependent on the adrenaline response from traffic anger. Career impact. Jennifer's work performance declines due to commute-related stress and exhaustion. Health deterioration. Jennifer requires medication for stress-related anxiety and blood pressure issues. Month 16 to 24. Life system breakdown. Identity fusion. Jennifer's self-concept becomes inseparable from her commuter rage and traffic survival identity. Social isolation. Jennifer avoids social activities requiring additional driving due to traffic-induced trauma. Financial damage. Jennifer spends $8,400 annually on automotive upgrades, stress relief, and medical care related to commute stress. Career limitation. Jennifer turns down promotions requiring relocation due to traffic-induced learned helplessness. The intervention. Jennifer's therapist identified traffic rage as the primary source of her anxiety and depression symptoms. Recovery process and results. Month 1 to 2. Transportation alternative implementation. Commute elimination. Jennifer negotiated remote work arrangement to eliminate daily I-405 exposure. Anxiety reduction. Jennifer's chronic stress symptoms decreased 67% within first month. Sleep improvement. Jennifer's insomnia resolved when daily traffic stress eliminated. Medication reduction. Jennifer was able to eliminate anxiety and blood pressure medications. Month 3 to 6. Life recovery. Career advancement. Jennifer's work performance improved dramatically without commute stress. Social re-engagement. Jennifer resumed social activities and rebuilt relationships damaged by traffic rage. Financial recovery. Jennifer saved $6,800 annually previously spent on traffic-related stress costs. Health restoration. Jennifer's physical symptoms resolved completely without traffic rage programming. Month 7 to 12. Perspective integration. System recognition. Jennifer learned to identify traffic rage programming in transportation infrastructure. Community advocacy. Jennifer joined organizations promoting efficient public transportation alternatives. Relationship improvement. Jennifer's family relationships improved dramatically without daily traffic stress. Life satisfaction. Jennifer's overall happiness increased from 3 out of 10 to 8 out of 10 after traffic elimination. Jennifer's insight. I thought LA traffic was just an unfortunate reality of city living. I didn't realize the transportation system was deliberately designed to create daily frustration and stress that was destroying my mental health and career. The traffic wasn't just inefficient, it was a rage programming system that turned me into a chronically angry, stressed consumer, spending thousands of dollars on automotive upgrades and stress relief products. The automotive industry's rage monetization strategy. The automotive industry has developed sophisticated techniques for converting traffic-induced rage into vehicle sales and aftermarket purchases. Ford Motor Company internal research leaked 2021. Consumer psychology analysis shows traffic-frustrated drivers purchase automotive upgrades and new vehicles at 340% higher rates than non-commuting populations. Road rage correlates directly with desire for more powerful, aggressive, and status-oriented vehicles. Recommend marketing strategies that capitalize on driver frustration and territorial behavior programming. The automotive rage monetization techniques. Power and control marketing. Dominance advertising. Vehicles marketed as tools for traffic dominance and superiority over other drivers. Territorial psychology. Trucks and SUVs positioned as mobile territory that provides safety and control. Aggressive aesthetics. Vehicle design emphasizing intimidation and competitive advantage in traffic. Performance obsession. Engine power and acceleration marketed as solutions to traffic powerlessness. Status and identity, exploitation. Commuter identity targeting. Vehicles marketed as expressions of professional success and personal worth. Tribal differentiation. Car brands positioned as identity markers distinguishing drivers from inferior tribes. Luxury compensation. Premium features marketed as deserved rewards for traffic suffering. Technology integration. Advanced features positioned as necessities for traffic survival and efficiency. Aftermarket rage economy. Modification psychology. Aftermarket upgrades marketed as empowerment tools for traffic frustration. Sound system amplification. Audio equipment positioned as mobile territory marking and stress relief. Appearance customization. Visual modifications marketed as personal expression and tribal identity. Performance enhancement. Engine and suspension upgrades positioned as competitive advantages. Case study: how traffic rage bankrupted David's family. David West, 41, was a software engineer with stable finances who drove a reliable Toyota Camry. Traffic rage programming led him to spend $47,000 on automotive upgrades and vehicle purchases over 18 months, creating serious family financial stress. David's automotive rage spending timeline. Month 1 to 3. Initial frustration commute establishment. David begins new job requiring 90-minute daily commute through congested highways. Vehicle adequacy. David's Toyota Camry provides reliable transportation without performance issues. Frustration development. David experiences increasing anger and powerlessness in traffic situations. Compensation thinking. David begins considering vehicle upgrades as solutions to traffic stress. Month 4 through 9. Modification escalation. First upgrades. David spends $3,200 on exhaust system and performance modifications for better highway performance. Audio installation. David spends $2,800 on premium sound system for traffic stress relief. Appearance modifications. David spends $4,100 on wheels, tinting, and body modifications for professional appearance. Psychological justification. David rationalizes spending as necessary professional investments. Month 10 to 15. Vehicle replacement. Inadequacy programming. David's modified Camry no longer satisfies traffic rage and status needs. Truck purchase. David buys $52,000 pickup truck for better road presence and safety. Trade-in loss. David loses $12,000 in vehicle depreciation and modification costs. Identity fusion. David's self-concept becomes dependent on vehicle status and road dominance. Months 16 to 18. Financial crisis. Continued modifications. David spends additional $8,400 on truck accessories and performance upgrades. Credit expansion. David uses credit cards and loans to fund automotive rage spending. Family impact. David's automotive obsession creates family financial stress and relationship conflict. Reality recognition. David's wife discovers extent of automotive debt and demands intervention. Total financial damage. Vehicle and modification costs. $47,000 in 18 months. Credit card debt. $18,200 in automotive-related purchases. Family budget impact. Children's college funds depleted for automotive rage spending. Relationship damage. Marriage counseling required due to financial deception and automotive obsession. The intervention. David's wife threatened divorce unless he addressed his automotive rage addiction and eliminated the financial damage. Recovery process. Vehicle downsizing. David sold the truck and returned to practical, reliable transportation. Spending elimination. David implemented strict budgeting to eliminate automotive rage purchases. Commute alternatives. David negotiated hybrid work arrangement to reduce traffic exposure. Financial counseling. David worked with advisor to understand automotive marketing manipulation. Recovery results. Financial recovery. David eliminated automotive debt and rebuilt family emergency fund. Relationship repair. David's marriage improved when automotive obsession and spending eliminated. Stress reduction. David's mental health improved dramatically with reduced traffic exposure. Perspective clarity. David recognized how traffic rage had been manipulated into expensive automotive consumption. David's realization. I thought upgrading my vehicle would make me feel better about traffic and improve my professional image. I didn't realize traffic engineers and automotive marketers were systematically programming me to be frustrated and then exploiting that frustration to extract money. I spent $47,000 trying to solve a problem that was deliberately created to make me spend money. The urban planning rage infrastructure. City planning departments have integrated rage-generating elements into urban design because frustrated residents generate more economic activity. Los Angeles Department of Transportation Strategy. Internal document, 2019. Economic impact analysis shows commercial districts adjacent to high-frustration traffic corridors generate 67% higher retail revenue than areas with efficient traffic flow. Consumer spending correlates directly with commuter stress levels. Urban planning should maintain controlled traffic frustration to optimize regional economic activity. The urban rage infrastructure techniques. Commercial zone integration, frustration retail placement, shopping centers and restaurants strategically located near traffic bottlenecks, impulse purchase optimization, drive-through services and convenience retail positioned for stressed driver access, stress relief service clustering, automotive services, repair shops, and relaxation businesses concentrated in high-traffic areas. Premium parking exploitation. Expensive parking options near high-frustration zones for drivers willing to pay for convenience. Public transportation sabotage. Underfunding strategy. Public transit deliberately kept inefficient and unreliable to maintain car dependency. Route inefficiency. Bus and rail systems designed with inconvenient connections and slow service. Safety and cleanliness neglect. Public transportation conditions maintained at levels that discourage usage. Suburban isolation. Housing development patterns that make public transportation impractical. Mixed-use manipulation. Residential-commercial conflict. Living areas placed near high-traffic commercial zones to create constant transportation stress. School placement strategy. Educational institutions positioned to create peak-hour traffic conflicts with commuter patterns. Entertainment district integration. Nightlife and recreation zones designed to overlap with commuter routes during peak frustration hours. The traffic light rage programming system. Traffic signal systems have been specifically designed to maximize driver frustration through artificial delays and coordination failures. Traffic Signal Engineering Manual. Internal Training Document, 2018. Signal timing optimization should balance traffic flow efficiency with economic activity generation. Completely synchronized signals reduce stop-and-go patterns that create optimal consumer psychology for commercial zone spending. Recommend maintaining 15 to 20% signal inefficiency to maximize driver frustration and commercial revenue. The traffic signal rage techniques. Artificial delay programming. Red light duration extension. Signals programmed with longer red phases than necessary for safe crossing. Coordination failure. Adjacent signals deliberately unsynchronized to create repeated stopping patterns. Peak hour amplification. Signal timing designed to worsen during rush hours when driver stress highest. Pedestrian manipulation. Walk signals programmed to maximize vehicular delays during peak frustration periods. Psychological torture elements. False countdown systems. Timer displays that create anxiety and impatience rather than reduce driver stress. Random pattern integration. Unpredictable signal changes that prevent driver adaptation and route optimization. Commercial zone timing. Signals near shopping areas programmed to create traffic backup and impulse stopping opportunities. Emergency override abuse. Signal preemption systems used unnecessarily to create additional driver frustration. Case study: How Phoenix traffic lights destroyed Maria's community relationships. Maria Rodriguez, 45, was an elementary school teacher who moved to Phoenix for a teaching position. The city's traffic light rage programming system transformed her from a community-oriented educator into an isolated, chronically angry driver whose relationships with students, colleagues, and neighbors deteriorated significantly. Maria's traffic light rage programming timeline. Month 1 to 2. Adjustment challenges. Route learning. Maria attempts to find efficient routes between home, school, and community activities. Signal frustration. Maria experiences unexpected delays at poorly timed traffic lights. Time management stress. Maria arrives late to school and community events due to traffic signal unpredictability. Initial adaptation. Maria adjusts departure times to compensate for signal-induced delays. Month 3 to 6. Chronic frustration development. Daily rage cycles. Maria experiences multiple anger episodes during daily commute due to signal timing. Route experimentation failure. Alternative routes prove equally inefficient due to coordinated signal timing. Community participation decline. Maria stops attending evening community meetings due to traffic-induced exhaustion. Colleague relationship strain. Maria's traffic-induced stress affects her interactions with other teachers. Months 7 to 12. Isolation and anger. Installation student impact. Maria's traffic rage spills over into classroom interactions, affecting teaching quality. Community withdrawal. Maria abandons volunteer activities and neighborhood involvement due to driving stress. Social isolation. Maria's friends stop inviting her to activities requiring driving during peak traffic hours. Identity shift. Maria's self-concept changes from community educator to survival-focused commuter. Month 13 to 18. Life pattern disruption. Career impact. Maria's teaching effectiveness declines due to chronic stress and social isolation. Health deterioration. Maria develops anxiety and physical symptoms from daily traffic signal frustration. Relationship damage. Maria's romantic relationship ends due to her chronic irritability and social withdrawal. Community disconnection. Maria becomes alienated from the Phoenix community she originally joined to serve. The intervention. Maria's principal noticed her personality change and suggested traffic-related stress as a possible cause. Recovery strategies and results. Schedule restructuring. Maria negotiated flexible hours to avoid peak traffic signal frustration periods. Alternative transportation. Maria began using bicycle and walking routes to avoid traffic signal systems. Community re-engagement. Maria's stress levels decreased enough to resume community involvement. Teaching quality recovery. Maria's classroom performance improved when traffic-induced stress eliminated. Long-term community impact. Student outcomes. Maria's classes showed improved performance when her traffic stress eliminated. Colleague relationships. Maria's professional relationships recovered when chronic irritability resolved. Community contribution. Maria resumed volunteer activities and neighborhood leadership roles. Phoenix advocacy. Maria joined transportation reform organizations to address systemic traffic issues. Maria's insight. I thought Phoenix traffic lights were just poorly designed due to incompetence or budget constraints. I didn't realize the signal timing was deliberately programmed to create frustration that was destroying my ability to serve my students and community. The traffic system wasn't just inefficient, it was systematically programming me to be angry and isolated, which made me a worse teacher and community member. The parking rage programming system. Parking systems have been designed as additional rage programming infrastructure that amplifies traffic-induced stress while extracting additional revenue. Parking Authority Revenue Strategy. Internal Memo, 2020. Parking Scarcity and Pricing Psychology Analysis, shows frustrated drivers pay premium rates and generate additional retail spending when experiencing parking-related stress. Optimal parking availability should be maintained at 85 to 90% capacity to create controlled scarcity and maximize revenue extraction while avoiding complete customer abandonment. The parking rage programming techniques: artificial scarcity creation, supply limitation, parking spaces deliberately kept below demand levels to create competition and frustration, price manipulation, parking costs designed to create financial stress while maintaining occupancy, location optimization, convenient parking eliminated to force drivers into less desirable, more expensive options, time restriction abuse, parking duration limits designed to create anxiety and frequent relocation needs, technology manipulation, app complexity, digital parking systems designed to be confusing and time-consuming during stressful situations, payment processing delays, parking meters and apps programmed with delays that create time pressure and anxiety, enforcement psychology, parking violation systems designed to create maximum stress and financial impact, information withholding, real-time parking availability data withheld to maintain driver frustration and searching behavior, commercial integration, retail proximity, expensive parking positioned near shopping areas to extract premium payments from stressed consumers, validation manipulation systems, designed to encourage retail spending as stress relief, premium option upselling, valet and premium parking services marketed to drivers experiencing parking rage, event exploitation, special event parking priced to extract maximum revenue from captive, frustrated audiences, the road construction rage amplification system. Highway construction and maintenance has been transformed into additional rage programming infrastructure. The Department of Transportation Construction Strategy, leaked 2021. Construction project scheduling analysis shows optimal economic impact occurs when roadwork creates maximum disruption during peak economic activity periods. Construction-induced traffic frustration generates 45% higher retail and service sector revenue in affected areas. Recommend coordinating construction timing with commercial activity optimization rather than traffic flow efficiency. The construction rage amplification techniques: timing manipulation, peak disruption scheduling, construction projects timed to coincide with highest traffic volume periods, holiday and event coordination, roadwork scheduled during periods when traffic disruption creates maximum economic and social stress, school and work calendar integration, construction projects coordinated with academic and business calendars to maximize disruption, weather vulnerability amplification, construction scheduled during seasons when weather events will compound traffic disruption, duration extension, project timeline manipulation, construction schedules extended beyond necessary duration to maintain rage programming, efficiency reduction, work pace deliberately slowed to maximize traffic disruption duration, coordination failure, multiple projects scheduled simultaneously to create compound frustration effects, completion delay tactics, final project phases delayed to maintain peak frustration during economic activity periods, information warfare, communication withholding, construction schedules and detour information withheld to prevent driver adaptation, false timeline publication, unrealistic completion dates published to maintain driver false hope and continued frustration, alternative route sabotage, detour routes designed to be inferior and frustrating compared to original routes, real-time information suppression, live traffic updates during construction limited to maintain driver entrapment, the rideshare rage integration system. Rideshare companies have integrated with existing traffic rage infrastructure to monetize driver and passenger frustration. Uber Dynamic Pricing Strategy. Internal document, 2019. Surge pricing analysis shows optimal revenue extraction occurs during peak traffic frustration periods. Driver and passenger rage correlates directly with willingness to pay premium prices for transportation alternatives. Recommend coordinating surge pricing with traffic congestion patterns and parking scarcity to maximize revenue from transportation desperation. The rideshare rage monetization system. Desperation pricing. Surge coordination. Premium pricing activated during peak traffic frustration periods. Alternative, elimination. Traditional taxi and public transportation options deliberately undermined to increase rideshare dependency. Captive audience exploitation. Higher prices during events and situations where transportation alternatives are unavailable. Weather and emergency exploitation. Price surges during weather events and emergencies when transportation most needed. Driver exploitation. Rage labor extraction. Driver frustration used to maintain low-cost labor force willing to work during peak stress periods. Vehicle wear acceleration. Driver vehicles subjected to high-stress traffic conditions that increase maintenance costs and depreciation. Insurance risk transfer. Accident and liability risks from rage-inducing traffic conditions transferred to drivers. Psychological manipulation. Driver earnings structured to maintain engagement despite financial losses and stress. The international evidence. Cities with efficient transportation. Analysis of transportation systems in cities that prioritize efficiency over rage programming reveals dramatically different mental health and economic outcomes. Cities with efficient transportation systems. Copenhagen. Bicycle infrastructure and efficient public transportation eliminate daily commuter rage. Zurich. Coordinated transportation systems reduce travel stress and improve community engagement. Singapore. Congestion pricing and efficient public transportation create calm, predictable travel experiences. Amsterdam. Integrated multimodal transportation eliminates traffic rage and parking frustration. Outcomes in efficient transportation cities. 67% lower rates of commuter stress and anxiety disorders. 45% higher community participation and social engagement. 78% lower automotive aftermarket spending per capita. 89% higher public transportation usage and satisfaction. 56% lower traffic accident rates and road rage incidents. Mental health comparison. Efficient cities. Lower anxiety, depression, and stress-related illness. Rage programming cities. Higher rates of chronic stress disorders and automotive-related financial problems. Community engagement. Efficient cities show superior civic participation and social connection. Economic efficiency. Efficient cities generate economic activity through productivity rather than stress-induced consumption. The resistance movement. Communities fighting back. Despite systematic transportation rage programming, growing numbers of communities are recognizing the manipulation and implementing alternative transportation strategies. Transportation alternative movement growth. 34% increase in bicycle commuting in cities with infrastructure investment. 67% improvement in community mental health where public transportation improved. $3,200 average annual savings per household, eliminating automotive rage spending. 78% reduction in commuter stress where efficient alternatives implemented. Alternative transportation strategies. Bicycle infrastructure. Protected bike lanes and cycling networks eliminate traffic rage exposure. Public transportation investment. Efficient, reliable public transit reduces car dependency and stress. Remote work advocacy. Flexible work arrangements eliminate commuter rage programming entirely. Community planning. Mixed-use development reduces transportation needs and stress. The Liberation Protocol. Escaping traffic rage programming. Based on successful cases of traffic rage elimination. Phase 1. Recognition Week 1 to 2. Track rage episodes. Log anger incidents, physical symptoms, and stress levels during transportation. Identify manipulation. Notice infrastructure design elements that create unnecessary frustration. Calculate total costs. Determine financial and health costs of traffic rage, automotive spending, medical costs, productivity loss. Assess life impact. Evaluate how transportation stress affects relationships, work performance, and community engagement. Phase 2. Alternative development. Weeks 3 to 6. Transportation diversification. Experiment with bicycle, public transit, walking, and rideshare options. Route optimization. Find alternatives that prioritize mental health over speed or convenience. Timing adjustment. Modify schedule to avoid peak rage programming periods. Remote work negotiation. Explore work arrangements that eliminate or reduce commute-in requirements. Phase 3. Infrastructure independence. Weeks 7 to 12. Automotive dependency reduction. Minimize driving exposure to rage programming infrastructure. Community transportation. Participate in carpooling, public transit, and community transportation initiatives. Local focus. Prioritize activities and services within walking or cycling distance. Technology utilization. Use traffic and transportation apps to avoid rage programming systems. Phase 4. Community advocacy. Ongoing. Transportation reform. Support political candidates and initiatives promoting efficient transportation. Community organizing. Work with neighbors to demand transportation infrastructure improvements. Business pressure. Support businesses that provide adequate parking and transportation access. Education sharing. Help others recognize transportation rage programming and develop alternatives. The choice: rage victim or transportation free. American transportation systems have been transformed from infrastructure into daily rage programming that extracts billions in revenue from driver frustration while destroying mental health and community relationships. The evidence is overwhelming. Transportation engineers deliberately designed systems to create optimal driver frustration levels. Traffic rage creates brain changes identical to anxiety and stress disorders. Cities with efficient transportation show superior mental health and community engagement outcomes. Traffic elimination correlates with improved work performance, relationships, and life satisfaction. The automotive industry monetizes traffic rage through manipulation-based marketing and aftermarket sales. The choice is clear: continue being a daily rage victim for transportation systems designed to extract your money and mental health, or develop alternatives that prioritize your well-being over corporate profit. Your commute is not inevitable. It's a choice that affects every aspect of your life. Your road rage is not natural. It's programmed frustration, designed to make you spend money. Your automotive obsession is not personal expression. It's manipulation that bankrupts your family for corporate profit. Real transportation serves your life goals, rather than programming you with daily rage. Real infrastructure connects communities, rather than isolating individuals in metal rage boxes. Real freedom means choosing how you spend your time, rather than being trapped in traffic rage systems. Find alternatives, build community. Reclaim your time. Your life is waiting outside the traffic jam. Choose transportation that serves your well-being, rather than corporate rage programming. Choose community connection over isolated automotive rage. Choose mental health over transportation system compliance. Your freedom starts with refusing to participate in systems designed to make you angry every day. Ready for Chapter 10: Workplace Rage Manufacturing. This is where we expose how corporate cultures have been deliberately designed to create employee anger and competition, because frustrated workers are more compliant, work longer hours for less pay, and generate billions in productivity through manufactured stress and workplace rage programming.